once we start, because I just finished reading for my club where we read comics, Secrets and Lies, which is Furman wrote it. It is a sort of a prequel, midquel to the original Marvel comics, and it is so as of right now the last like story that anybody's written that happens in the Marvel universe. And with that in mind, it unintentionally, the entire Marvel universe ends on the funniest panel ever, which I'm just going to share here. I'm not even counting it as a spoiler because there's no context behind it, so you don't know what the story is. So I think I just shared it. So that is Grimlock face down in the mud, just face planted. That's literally the last panel of Secrets and Lies. That's how all of Marvel ends as of right now, unless somebody writes a news story. So, like, I don't want to. There is context, but if anybody out there wants to actually read this, I don't want to spoil the plot, you know. But I just looked at that and I was, yeah, yeah, and a series that's been going since 1984. Because like as of right now, this is, I mean, chronologically it's not the ending, but like this is the most recent last story anybody's written that happens in Marvel. So yeah, so that's a good way to start stuff off by sharing that lovely image. I want that as a banner somewhere. It's a big mood. Just him Grimlock had enough. um I'm doing okay aside from that. I had the a so I want something that I wonder has happened to any other collectors when they're trying to find figures. So I was in a GameStop today because whenever I go to a mall for anywhere else, I go there. I finally found Studio Series 86 RC, first one I've seen, right? And I was like, oh yes, I've been looking for this. I want to get this. And I pick it up and look, and it's the only one on the shelf, and it has just the worst like messed up paint on the face like imaginable. Like uh like her eyes are just missing like half the paint. I'm like, I can't and I'm like, this is the first time I've seen it. It's the only one I've seen. I can't do this. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if that's why. Like if I was a little bit better at like customization repair, I might have been able to make it work. Because I'm like, if you can get most, looks like it was built with the kind of head that a lot of Transformers are nowadays, where it's two pieces and the eyes kind of come out of the back piece and go into the eye sockets. So I was like, you get the head apart and then you take a Gundam marker and color in, and that might be able to fix it. But I'm like, I don't have a blue one, and also I don't know if I can get the head apart, and also why would I might maybe I'll just wait to find one that isn't messed up instead of trying to fix it. Yeah. Like if I ordered it online and it came like that, I'd be like, all right, let me see if I can fix this before I do anything. But this one, I was like, I'm just leave this here. Right? Oh, I did. It's on my phone. Let me see if I can. How can I transport it to the computer? Oh, I know what I can do. I, I have a, and this is an internet life hack for people. If you can make your own private Discord server and just that is just you and use it to like dump photos onto, and then you can just open it on other things. And that's how you get your photos over there really fast. So let me just there I just dumped it onto my private server and go over here. And still going to take me a minute or two of clicking around.
What is Discord ultimately for?
You remember MSN? It's literally that again.
MSN, like I remember MSN Messenger. Are you talking about Messenger?
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, Messenger.
That's what it's
like.
It's
literally just that again. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
I mean, there's more of an emphasis on. You can still do one-on-one chats, but there is more of an emphasis on group chats.
Yeah. Okay. So like boards.
Yeah, but it is pretty much just MSN Messenger again. All right, let me just. Yeah, so, it looks like a hostage photo just because the lighting in the shop was weird. It was gonna be...
What are we looking at here?
Oh, I was gonna say I found a Studio Series 86 RC for the first time in the wild. The only one on the shelf, and I picked it up and noticed that the paint on the face was like really messed up, so I put it back. But I snapped a photo first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so she's like cross-eyed, or she's like,
yeah.
No,
looks
not
like she's
cross-eyed.
looking to the left.
Right, she's just suspicious. She's suspicious of whoever's next to her.
Yeah.
Primetime.
And I was like,
Steven
I might.
Voice says, "What's up on YouTube? What's up, Primetime? Let us
up?
know.
Let
us know what you picked up."
Yeah. So I did not pick this up. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Anthony, so you had so did you get another RC, or you just didn't get one?
I didn't get one. This was the only one there. First time I seen one.
All right. Well, I also had bad luck hunting
mm-hmm.
this weekend. I went to Walmart. There were a
mm-hmm.
number. There were a number of what is the contemporary series called now?
Legacy.
No, is it Legacy? No, with the racers.
Yeah.
What are the racers called?
Oh, Velocitron. That's a
Velocitron. There's a number of Velocitron figures. But I couldn't find the one I was looking for. Apparently, they didn't have Cosmos in stock. Could you believe it?
Oh. One per case. That's how it goes.
So, I didn't pick up a Transformer this whole week. My mother is very proud of me.
Yeah. Really? Oh man, I gotta hit up some people in the UK or something.
And we will be a new superpower.
Dang, I just want one. Hey, if anybody listening to our show has as a source, just hook us all up.
Well,
you get a shout out when I do the inevitable write up.
I can die without a Legacy Cosmos.
Yeah. I'm like,
I don't really need it.
I'm like, I'm not gonna pay crazy rates. It's not like a Netflix Bumblebee or Netflix Soundwave. Like if I have the chance to get one and it's not heavily inflated, I will. But I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm not chasing after it. You know.
That's how I am with any of the mainline stuff. I don't chase any of it. Like I buy it because it's convenient and it's cute, whatever, fun. But like I don't care enough about my mainline collection to like chase a figure, right? So, for instance, I don't have that. Like you mentioned, the Netflix Bumblebee. Like
Yeah.
that's clearly a hole in my collection, right? Because I have almost all those G1 figures, and then he's missing, and then maybe like the Prowl, all the ones that were exclusives. I didn't bother chasing, so I just don't have those.
Yeah. Interesting bit of exclusive, sort of the opposite issue where something's available, but I only want a chunk of it. The Creatures Collide set that has just come out. It's a Gold Bug, which is that it's the Netflix Bumblebee again, like it's the VW and everything. It's Gold Bug, Ransack, Toy Colors Scorponok, and a purple Waspinator called Sky Wasp. That's out here. I didn't personally see it, but I know from a sightings thread that it is literally at my local Toys R Us. And
So
I'm like, the
it?
problem there is I just no, because I just want Gold Bug. I don't care about the other three.
Right.
So I'm
you
just
like everybody else, right?
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't want to spend that money on like 4 figures when I literally only want 1 out of the 4.
Conversely, Primetime Stephen Joyce is happy to spend the same money on 4 figures, even when it's 4 of the same figures. So he says that he's got 4
I
Cosmos.
got 4 Cosmos.
Yeah, he's got 4.
Where are you? Are you?
And I think the reason that he's got 4 is because he's going to do a War of the Worlds diorama using Cosmos, as if Cosmos invaded the world.
Primetime, where are you? Yeah. Where are you based? Are you UK? Yeah, are you US, UK? Like, you don't have to out your like address, but I'm like, where are you? Where did you find 4? Can I have one? Oh, really? Yeah. And while we wait, I just realized I was waiting for him to say something.
I'm not gonna.
I just realized.
I'm not gonna answer for the guy. Like,
I just realized I was waiting for him to say something, and I'm like, it doesn't happen that immediately. Like, speak now. I demand it.
Oh, I didn't even miss the intro. What have you guys been doing all this time?
Well, I started talking about Marvel. Yeah. Yeah. Let me show Professor D that screenshot again because I think he's going to like it. This is how Secrets and Lies, the Simon Furman comic ends. He says, Primetime Stephen Joyce says, I will send you one as a gift. I am in northern Minnesota. My son works at Walmart. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Hey, if you're serious, hit us up in Messenger. I'm like, I'll pay cost plus shipping. You don't have to send it for free. I say as a nice guy.
Wow, what a wonderful offer. This is a great community. Children of Primus. Here. Yeah, big respect to Primetime for that offer because I said I could live without a Cosmos. Anthony said, I guess I could too, but Primetime could tell really Anthony cannot live without a Cosmos. and so through Primetime Stephen Joyce, the Cosmos has spoken. Right here.
I'm like,
Children of Primos. Children of Primos.
Like, I'm like, did you? I know he's on YouTube. I'm like, do you have a channel or a page or anything you want to shout out to? Let's make it a fair exchange. Yeah. Yeah. It's that gray area. It's like when I got. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I was gonna say it's probably like that gray area where like I got my PlayStation 5 which I purchased just normally because Jess's workplace, she was like, I know for a fact we're going to have 3 in tomorrow, so just show up. And I'm like, that barely qualifies, you know? But yeah, continue.
I don't remember what I was going to say. But prime time. I should mention that we're neighbors. If you're over in Minnesota, I'm here in Madison, Wisconsin, which is, right next to you.
Just underscores how
state neighbors.
Just underscores how I just don't know American geography at all. So you could be making that up, and I'd believe you.
I mean,
You're actually on opposite ends of the map.
I only learned it after moving here, and and our boy Calvin is also in Minnesota, so prime time's there in Minnesota.
I'm just like,
it's a small world after all.
Yeah. I know where Florida is. I know where New York is. I know where California is. That's about it.
Texas?
That true.
Because Orlati wants to move to Texas. I don't know about everybody.
What? I'm like, no offense to any Texan viewers. I hate the heat.
My mom watched the podcast and she said, I like your friend Orlati, but why does he want to move to Texas?
I was gonna say, like, I hate the heat. I would die down there from what I hear, because like I can't stand hot weather.
Can't stand hot weather. Damn.
Yeah.
That's quite a curse.
That's
like
sweat it out.
You see, the joke is,
no.
Heaven is actually a really hot place. It's like the Caribbean, So people who don't like the heat, like they're like, oh, like working their whole lives to like be good, get into heaven. Then they up in heaven, and they're like, man, I thought it was supposed to be hot in hell. And we're like, nah, that's winter. All down there, y'all motherfuckers in winter, that's hell. Iron Lion Zion. There you go. You heard it. You heard it from the Bhagwan himself. The truth about heaven and hell.
I'll defer to your expertise? Question mark? Yeah, expertise.
Hey, listen, we're talking about the cosmos. I'm revealing things to you about the cosmos, and now Primetime has a question on the same subject.
I mean, I would prefer a boxed one if I had the option. Even I'm gonna open it, but like I prefer getting these things boxed. Yeah, and unbox it here, and then
do an unbox. Yeah, you do a live unboxing. Yeah, so Primetime, there you go. If you send
and then do a write up. Yeah,
send them one in the box. Get a live unboxing.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Here's his links. Here's his business.
I was in Minnesota this summer. It was a nice place. It was my first time going.
All I know about it is that's where the Minnesota Vikings are from. That's about it. And I only know that the Minnesota Vikings are a thing because of a joke from one of the Pokemon movies. So
I encountered no Vikings nor Pokemon. Although I was searching for neither, so this is not to say they aren't there. Minnesota may be covered in Pokemon for all I know.
Yeah, I mean, if you play Pokemon Go like I do, then it probably literally is. Oh yeah.
I haven't heard anybody talk about that in like 5 years.
Yeah, well,
10 years. 10 years.
How long is that? It had its big flash. It came out in 2016.
Okay.
He said, "Oh God, has it really been 6 years? Jesus." Yeah, no, it's still going, and like it has changed a lot because they keep adding stuff to it and adding new features and changing the way it works. So it's quite different from how it was when it started.
Okay, tell us how it works and why it's appealing to a man of your age and stature in the community.
Well, I mean, first of all, the fact that it's like something
You
you can just
guys,
kind of play.
I'm very funny. I said stature in the community. All right, continue.
Like, well, first of all, it's really
Fun.
easy to play it to play it for like 5 minutes, like while you're
Okay.
doing something else, because it doesn't require a ton of investment. So it's easy to stick with because it's just background noise, and these
Okay.
days you can like battle other players properly, which you couldn't do when it started, and you can team up with other people to take down large monsters, which you also couldn't do when it started. And
Oh, that's cool.
there's like story mode stuff in it.
So
they
how do
just
you
there's
fight?
just
How do you fight in Pokemon?
well, they really simplified it for this because it's a mobile phone game. But like, you pick somebody from the list, and you pick your three guys, and they have a regular attack and then a strong attack that charges up, and you got three shields you can use. So when you use them is like strategy. Um, and yeah, it's just the first person to lose all three of their monsters loses. It's like it's very simplified.
Hmm? You can put me if you want.
Oh yeah, like that part didn't change, right? They just added a bunch more like game on top of that. Um, but yeah, you still walk around, you still find things, you still travel to physical locations for gyms and stops and things like that. So yeah, that part of it's still there. Hmm. It's just there's actually like stuff to do beyond that now. That's basically what they added over time. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing about it was, yeah, this is now the Pokemon Go discussion show. Uh, they always it was always in the cards for them to add more stuff, like as over time, but because it got so popular in 2016, they didn't realize it was going to be that popular. So they spent all their time dealing with having a gigantic user base and like keeping the servers up and keeping bugs out. So there wasn't any new content for a very long time because they were just struggling to keep the lights on with like a billion people playing it. So all this stuff came later, kind of after it had fallen off a little bit, and they had like the bandwidth to add things. Yeah.
So
So
so it's like we're still talking about Pokemon.
well, I mean, yeah, if you wanna.
No, I mean that's what you guys are still talking about. Okay, so it's kind of like mission creep. Like remember,
Yeah.
Facebook was what it was, right? It was a message board, right?
Yeah.
And you're posting pictures, and then they add features, and then they start incorporating stuff, and then it becomes a instant messenger type of thing, making calls, whatever. And then there's videos, and then they're trying to compete with YouTube and compete with Instagram,
Yeah.
right? So adding features on top of something, and then it becomes something totally different. So with
Hmm.
Pokemon, it hasn't become something totally different, but like, will it keep going? Like, because that's the interesting thing about it being an internet game too, right? An online
Hmm.
game. It's not like you bought the game, because if you bought the game, then there would be a Pokemon 2 and a Pokemon 3. But instead, they're just adding
Yeah.
features rather than making a new game, a sequel. So, in another 5 years, will it be the same game? Will it be have like mission creeped its way into being unrecognizable? What do you think?
That's a good question. I mean, I wouldn't call it totally unrecognizable now because you still do the same wander around the map as the base thing.
Right.
But yeah, it would. I, I don't think they'll ever get rid of that because that's how it started. But the stuff that's been layered on top of it might change, and it certainly has changed over time. And it's funny because you talk about like mission creep on Facebook and how that's kind of like a bad thing, but in this case, I think it was a good thing because it made it feel more like a full featured game than just like something quick. as they
Right.
kept adding things.
So, but will they stay at that sweet spot, or will they keep going and then, you know, and then kind of mess it up? Like keep adding features to the point where it becomes cumbersome.
It wouldn't shock me if that happens over time. I'm surprised they kept it going for this long. In particular, I'm like all mobile games. They want you to spend actual money on purchases, right? And Pokemon Go, the good thing about it is that stuff's there, but you basically never have to. Though I guess it's a little bit dependent on where you live because of how much of it relies on the geography around you. But I'm like, if you don't really, if there's no real draw to spend money in this, which there isn't, I never do. I'm surprised they're keeping the lights on, and I feel like if they're ever gonna fall apart and accidentally cause it to stink, it's because they're gonna try and direct people more towards spending money, which they're not gonna want to do.
Is there ads? Like how what is the revenue model?
There's no ads. It's just if you want let me pop the store open here
So
because I'm
so the
like
whole
you can
so
earn
it is the whole economy of the game or the business model just based on these add-ons that people can optionally buy?
yeah, because like it's got one of those shops where like the in-game currency gets spent on items and upgrades and stuff, and like especially the items you do need them to play the game, but you earn in-game currency at a good enough rate that you're never hurting for stuff, and you can spend money to just get more of the in-game currency. So that's how a lot of mobile games do it. It just a lot of most mobile games, because I dabble here and there, are a lot more aggressive in terms of being like, oh, you're gonna have to spend money if you want to actually keep getting stuff and keep playing this. Yeah, and these guys have been very non-aggressive about that, to the point where, like I said, I don't think I've ever had to spend any money on this game. And I wouldn't, but like I never reached a point where I'm like, this is clearly where they want me to.
Well, so you see, they can afford to do that because of scale. So you were just
Yeah.
explaining to us that they managed to grow so big so fast, right? So
Hmm.
when you have a huge customer base, then you could just make a penny off each customer, right? Or you can make $1 on average. And it doesn't matter if you got a whole bunch of customers who are paying nothing because it's so averaged over such a big amount that some people are paying hundreds of dollars. So it compensates. But the only way for that model to work is if you have an app that that millions of people are going to use. If it's more niche, even if it's Transformers, if it's not as, I don't know if Transformers is the biggest Pokemon, but it seems like Pokemon is really big.
Yeah.
For but well, maybe Transformers is an example. Maybe that's something that would that would work on a scale like that. So there is a Transformers mobile game. What is the business model for that?
It's a good question. I haven't played it in a while. There's a couple of them. Like there's Earth Wars and there's Forge to Fight. Honestly, neither of them really clicks with me.
Okay. So why is that? So I don't. I mean, I've never. I think maybe the only mobile game I played, if it qualifies, are we talking about? Because they don't necessarily have to be internet games, right? Just on your mobile phone. So the one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
just
was
on your phone.
into, the only one that I ever played that was a craze was Angry Birds, which I think
Yeah. Eh,
no, just Angry Birds. I didn't know there was a Transformers version.
yeah, Angry Birds Transformers.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Like I don't know
So
if it's still
so what
going,
is the so
but I
here's a
know it
question.
existed.
Given that like people have such advanced video game options these days, right? You could have a VR headset, you could have a PS5 or Xbox, whatever. Anthony, what is your console of choice?
Mostly I play the Nintendo Switch. We have a PS5 as well, right?
You have PS5. Okay, so Nintendo Switch is a little portable Nintendo.
I don't know. It can do both. That's the feature. Like it can plug into the TV, or you can take it off and turn it into a portable thing.
Okay, so how do you? So you said that's what you mostly play. Are you mostly playing it on your TV or on your handheld?
I well, mostly on the TV.
Okay, so that's my question. why are mobile games so popular? Like, why does somebody who has the option? I get it if you're in Senegal, I get it if like you
Mhm.
only got a cell phone, right? But if you have a console and a phone, why do you even bother playing a mobile game?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Eh,
No, but you see,
yeah,
the,
and
the,
to
the addiction is the key point because if and no none of these mobile games are too big for people for them to be relying on somebody's like waiting for the doctor, waiting for the bus, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. It's not like that. When you get into one of these games, you're playing it any fucking moment you can steal, including at home. So you're sitting at home, you got a $500 console right there, and you're addicted to flinging birds across the screen, okay, with like this is the play action. Like this, you pull the thing back and then you fling it, right? Instead of like you have this sophisticated controller where you can look at like photorealistic, RPG, whatever it is, first person shooter, anything you're into, and instead you're flinging cartoon birds. Like you could have done that. You could have done that in 1985. Like, why are you
yeah, but see,
why are you doing that in the future?
a key thing about Pokemon Go and other games is that they don't really require your whole brain the way like a sit down console experience is. So I can idly like half play it while I'm doing something else. Like I think
Okay,
earlier today I was making dinner and I reached the point where I didn't really need to do very much except stir some stuff and wait, and I just flicked my phone on and just started catching Pokemon on it because I'm like, I got like 10, 15 minutes here where I'm just waiting for the stuff to simmer down. So,
makes sense.
and I wouldn't be able to do that on my console because first of all, it's not
Yeah,
really conducive to like
yeah.
10, 15 minutes. And second of all, I would have had to go over there and set it up and not half pay attention to the stuff on the stove like I was doing.
Well, it reminds me of exactly the answer and the pros and cons of collecting mainline versus masterpiece.
Oh, interesting. I think I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, I think it's obvious, right? It's just one of them. There's a lot more investment involved, right? So with masterpiece figures, you're paying a lot more money. You're getting a
Hmm.
bigger figure, you're getting a more valuable figure, you're getting more sophisticated engineering, more paint, et cetera, et cetera. But there's also an investment to keeping it, maintaining it, and just playing with it. When you're going to play with it,
Hmm.
right? It's like, okay, I'm going to transform it, as you know, as you've talked about many times. I'm going to transform this thing. That's going to take you a half an hour, right? And then you got to transform it back if you want it back on the shelf in a pose. So you got to invest a lot more in that, right? Same thing with like, okay, you want to play like the best role playing game, on your best console. You got to like sit down, put in the game. You got to get into that, right? So
Yeah.
you're investing that mental effort, that mental time, which is beyond just the actual minutes, right? And that effort, you're putting in that extra effort in order to get that enjoyment out. Versus so a mainline transformer, pick it up 5 minutes, throw it away with like whatever, right? Do something else. Um, so there's an energy investment in it, right? Whereas a masterpiece, you gotta be careful you don't break it, right? You can't pick it up, you can't grab it and throw it whatever. So yeah, so it is. So basically, what you said, I think it's you were talking about mental effort, right? It doesn't take that much of your brain,
Yeah.
right? So I think that really does have a lot to do with this mental effort. It's also like like a collect anything you're really into. If you're into collecting dogs, right? People breed dogs or collect dogs, right? I guess they don't collect dogs. Collecting,
I was gonna be
right?
like,
This is my dog collection. Pardon me, sir. Pardon me, sir. have any spare
This
dogs?
is like, all right, I need the Dachshund, I need the Greyhound, I need the Husky.
Are you done? Are you done with that dog over there? No, I collect them. All right. Anyway, I made my point. I'm good. Going on a tangent. Exactly. Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. You know, and those are the games I really like. Like the board games that I really like. My favorite game is Risk. You know, and I'm always trying to get people to play Risk. But yeah, that's like a 5-hour commitment. Right. Right. And
So
so,
are you saying
so
generations?
no, that's it. It's a really interesting parallel, and maybe it shows something about someone's personality. So I wonder how many things we could trace this along. Because check this out. So I'm a masterpiece collector, right? I have the mainline stuff, but like that's not really what I'm into, right? When it comes to board games, I play Risk or chess. I don't care. I'm not playing tic tac toe with you, which is what checkers is, right? And so all the like the short board games, like they don't hold my interest, right? It's the strategy ones. So I'm that person who's like that investment person. And then what was the other example we had? I think we had 3 comparisons.
Pokemon Go versus
Oh, the consoles,
a
right?
console
Yeah,
game.
so that's how it
Yeah.
came up because I'm wondering like why do people even play mobile games, right? Because I'm not. I mean, I don't play video games that much at all, but I'm more attracted to, of course, a big video game, big console. So that's why the question occurred to me. So I'm just that kind of person who's like, does that sort of thing, and I wonder if it's like a personality thing. Anthony, are you the opposite on all 3? Do you prefer your mobile
Uh,
games as opposed to your console? Your main, we know you prefer your main line as opposed to your masterpiece. So what about
mhm.
do you prefer your short board games to your long ones, or are you a Risk guy, a chess guy?
This is a good question. I don't. I'm gonna say like I'm not like a checkers tic tac toe guy, but I do like my games to go faster. Um, God, what's the last? Like I play Clue against my brother and stuff. Play a card game called Sushi Go. Like I don't play a ton of board games, but I do prefer. Yeah, it's like recent. My brother and his partner are like big into weird board games, so they'll pick up the fast ones and like give them to us and stuff.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah, and it's almost like I wouldn't say I prefer mobile games because they're different experiences to me. I just tend to play the one mobile game that I play when I have a spare moment,
Yeah.
which is often. Yeah, like yeah, I like right before we did the show, I was playing Splatoon 3 on my Nintendo Switch for like maybe 45 minutes because I was like, all right, that's how long I got till the show's going, so I got time to dive into this for a little while.
What is? I have no idea what Splatoon is. What's that?
Yeah, it's a online third person cooperative shooter. I mean, it's like bright and colorful themed, so it's like doesn't look like your typical one, and all the games involve covering the environment with like different colors of paint, and the characters are like squids that change into people, and it's an online shooter basically, despite its weird setup.
My mom, my mom wants to sit with me and watch the podcast, but she wants to hide behind the counter. She's bring the
it ain't,
bottles.
it ain't gonna work.
I'm like,
I see a
I'm
big
like,
problem with that.
that's so sad. Like they can still see you. It's almost working. Yeah, just like you have a little. Spin says hello.
Yeah,
She doesn't have a pair of headset. She shouldn't have a headset. So she can't hear you guys. But yeah, he said. She says she says she watches the show often and she loves the dynamics between all of us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anthony
Yeah,
says hello.
thanks. That means a lot.
And she says hi. She says hi to both. So right now, because I have headphones on, she normally watches the show, but now she's just watching me do the show with you guys, but she can only hear me and not you guys. She's just watching and guessing what you're saying.
Yeah. Whenever Jess wanders in here and says something, that's sort of the thing. That's why, like, if she wants to start talking, I quickly give these to her. So I'm like, at least she can hear what other people are saying.
Right. Okay. Now you make me feel now it feels less awkward for me to say, "Oh yeah, I've seen that a bunch of times. It looks fine." I'm used to that on this show. Anything goes. As I eat while I'm talking, I say anything goes. My mom's like, "No."
Yeah. Oh, you know what's going to be an important thing that's going to be coming up? Hasbro PulseCon is happening on Friday, September 30th. I hold up my phone like it's just going to pop up on screen.
Actually, I could read it. That'd be cool.
PulseCon, September 30th and October 1st. So they're going to have a couple interesting things here. Transformers wise, there's going to be a pre-show which is going to feature Sue Adams, who's a YouTube Transformers reviewer, and he's one I'm very fond of. He's like a fast-talking British guy. And the actual Transformers thing is at 1:15, so they're going to be presumably unveiling a bunch of new stuff. And then at the end of the day, around 6 p.m., is when orders are going to go live for the exclusive stuff, which is going to include that set of Alpha Trion and Orion packs that we were looking at next week. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Actually, I'm gonna tell a little something here. Last time this happened, because what happened is they have an early bird thing at 5 o'clock if you're like a premium member, which I'm not, and then the actual thing goes on at 6. Last time this happened, there was a group of Shattered Glass orders up, and I wanted to get an order in for Flame War. It's the RC repaint. She's from the current comics, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta wait an hour before I can order, and she's probably gonna sell out. And then I figured out that there was like a hacky way that you could just do the pre-order anyway if you weren't a premium guy. So it might be possible to still do that and get your pre-orders in at like 5 instead of 6, even if you're not a premium member.
That's pretty cool that that Thu is on Hasbro Pulse. So like, it's an example of like somebody sort of coming up on their own and then doing like, it's not third party, but doing their own thing, getting known for reviewing Transformers, and now he's on the official channel.
Yeah. He said on there was a funny because he put out a tweet and it was like, so does this mean I get a page on the Transformers wiki now? And then like 15 minutes later, somebody made one about him.
Nice. Yeah, he's so Thu is, I think he's one of the most hilarious reviewers.
Oh yeah.
The only reason I don't watch more of his stuff is because he really is all over the board with the type of Transformers he reviews, and I really am, interested in G1, third party, that sort of thing. And I think he rarely does third party too. I think he's really more focused on mainline stuff.
Which is, there I am.
Yeah, exactly. So right up your alley. But when I think the first review I ever saw him do was Fans Toys Stomp, which is Fans Toys Dinobot, and it is so hilarious. Spin, if you've never seen it, like, you gotta watch it. It is so funny.
He's just like Thu, THEW.
Stop. Okay, you're the bigger fan. You can spell it.
Yeah, that is correct. His last it's through Adams is his last name. It's just Adams. Ben, if that'll probably take you to his page.
Yeah, but look up Stomp. Look up his review of Stomp in particular, because we're G1 guys. It's so funny. Like, I think even we should just watch it and dissect it. We should just dissect. We should dissect it as a piece of art. Like, it's that funny.
just like
all right, yeah, the way the way we do critiques, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be like a video react channel and just.
I think that's what we should do. I think that's exactly what we should do. Like, there's a few. Oh, there's another. I think we should definitely do that. Well, let's make that a segment of we'll pick the very best of Transformers reviews, and then we'll critique them as art, like Masterpiece Theater. Well, I think that the camera angle was a little off. The tone.
Hang on, let me go get my dressing gown and pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, right, exactly. My mom's like, hey, you guys just speak with an English accent, Pity, I had such high hopes for TF Mosley's video. I just thought it just was a little mundane from nothing against the gentleman. The young man clearly has a good heart.
Pour myself.
I'm sorry, Spin. You were saying about TF Nosy.
Mm-hmm.
And were there any other? Did you see any other responses? Were there any other video responses? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think it was a cool segment. I think maybe we could do more segments like that.
Yeah, by all means. What are we talking about tonight? I think we finally reached that point.
What about tech specs?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Highest and lowest ranking on what? Overall? Okay. But we've already done that for intelligence. Oh, rank. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry, you specified rank. I thought we were talking. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Miscommunication. You may yeah. My fault. As you were number one. As you were number one. You have the bridge. Ensign, take note. That's what I was confused about, but now I get it.
Maybe that'll answer the question of who the second in command of the Autobots actually is, come to think of it. Which is something that's never been clear.
and other exciting facts that are about to be revealed this evening on Children of Primus. And you thought we were just talking about video games, Pokemon, and other stuff that we mildly care about, or not at all. As well as the general viewership of our podcast.
I care a good deal about.
Vast as it is, expansive as the cosmos. The cosmos.
What do we? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. This. I. So this is they're doing a second series of Velocitron, which and but it's going to be smaller from what we can tell. And there's just going to be one Voyager, and it's a version of Studio Series Hot Rod that's going to be in toy colors instead of animation colors.
Cool.
And people knew from
I like the toy colors.
Yeah, people knew they were gonna from leaks that there's going to be a hot rod, but nobody knew what kind. So this is like I like me some hot rods. I'm probably going to wind up getting this, but I think this is the least interesting thing they could have done with it. They could have made it animation pink. They could have done like they did with Velocitron Blur and retooled him into his like IDW Comics version. So it's a little bit of a drag, but like not much because I think it still looks good. It's like a deeper red, and in robot mode, there's like some specific sticker details that look like the original figures, and
I like that. I like that. I like the homage to the original. You know, I'm a G1 guy, and then also this was a really well reviewed figure in itself, right?
Yeah,
like this one was a standout for the line.
Yeah. So like putting it out there again and doing a toy colors deco, which we might even be able to compare it here. It's because they did. I had a good look at the robot mode. I don't know if there's a picture there. And there's one thing they did that I wasn't a big fan of. It's here's the G1 hot rod. It's what they're trying to imitate, right?
Nice.
And
love it. Love to see it.
Yeah. So and they did the new version. Like they did the solid red face, the red collar, red boots, and they did these sticker details here. But they didn't do these ones up here or these ones, and I kind of wasn't a fan of that because I think that's a part of the look of the G1 original. Yeah, there's the picture. You can see.
Okay, so
like they did the stickers on the legs.
Yeah.
They did the red legs. A bunch of the red collar, the solid red head, but the stickers are blank red and the waist is blank red.
What do you mean by the solid red head as opposed to what? Like, his face is not red, but you mean, so it's like the helmet is red versus the other hot rod is what? I don't know it from memory.
Yeah, let me pull it out here. This guy has like a gray crest, and the collar is orange. Like, yeah.
Okay, he doesn't have the red on the chest as you're showing us.
Yeah. I kind of wish that they'd stuck the stickers here and here and here because to me that's like a key part of what makes this one look like it does.
Yeah.
But then I also realized, at least with the arms, the way it transforms, because this transforms differently, those stickers would be like right on the body of the car mode, like visible, and would make the car mode not look right. Yeah. Like they would be like right on the left and right of the hood there if there was sticker detailing because that's where the arms go.
Yeah.
So I'm like a little. Yeah, a connoisseur. Yeah. Nobody knows. In the animated movie, they just gave him two different transformation schemes depending on the sequence. But interesting bit of trivia. The masterpiece, the second one, the one that's just hot rod, and the Studio Series figure, both transformations have now been represented because the masterpiece hot rod does the Lookout Mountain transformation, which is just the more straightforward one, and then and the Studio Series figure does his like later in the film like on Quintessa transformation where the torso rotates. So like nobody knows why he changes two different ways in the movie. Probably just because, like so many other things, the movie was made in a big rush. But it's really interesting that they've now specifically gone out of their way to have two different figures that do both on-screen transformations. I think that's kind of nifty.
Was that actually like? Did they actually do that intentionally when they were designing the later figures?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
because like I on my
What's
I
the
don't know if it's still
coincidence?
there anymore because I like there's a GIF that I had or GIF, I don't know. I'm agnostic about which one it's how it's pronounced.
GIF, Team GIF right here.
Yeah, yeah, I believe GIF as well. But
Jiffy
there's
is
a
for
GIF.
pop.
Yeah, and of Hot Rod's Quintessa transformation, and you compare it to how the Studio Series figure transforms, and it's almost 100% the same. Like the only difference was they gave the Studio Series figure a fake chest that you swap in so that it'll change shape properly. But other than that, it's 100% what's on screen, just in toy form.
Interesting.
Like all the same steps and everything. Yeah. And hello, hi, Mike. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a rant about Hot Rod, so I had to finish that first.
That's okay.
We all know we not to interrupt you when you're talking about Hot Rod.
No worries, man.
Oh
No
dear.
worries.
Apparently, Orlati's being robbed.
I don't know.
Burglars in the kitchen.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it's okay. All I know, he just murdered Prime. That's all. Hot Rod.
Oh, so the show is the Earthspark here. The show is starting soon as well. It starts in November, so like a month and change away, like a month and a half. But yeah, apparently at this random Australian Comic-Con, we get to have a look at what the figures for Earthspark look like.
I was totally confused. You're talking about Earthspark, and I'm like, this doesn't look like Earthspark. Really? I think it says
there it is.
Okay, there we go, Earthspark. Okay, now I get it. So the TV show.
So I'm not sure if it's actually. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's happened yet, but we're supposed to get a look at like the merchandise at some Australian Comic-Con that's happening soonish, or maybe it happened already. I don't know. Maybe it happened this weekend. I never know what's going on in Transformersdom on the weekends because I'm out like doing stuff.
So do you have to subscribe to Nickelodeon streaming service or have the channel in order to?
That's a good question. I think it's going to be on Paramount Plus in the US. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening for Canada. But I'm just gonna say, if you're an internet person, you will have no problem finding watching this.
You'll find a way. If you're into who collects Transformers who is not an internet person?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be an odd combo. Yep. Oh wow, that's funny. So yeah, and this has been picked up by your talking about it on your own social media. So now you're getting those ads.
The algorithm has found you.
It's almost like that red Corvette theory. Like, when you start thinking about a red Corvette, then you see it all the time now, right? So it's when you're looking on your phone, it's like, it's funny. When Mike and I were Spin and I were talking about this, it's like, where can we find all these?
There goes a red Corvette right now.
Right?
Right out the window.
No, but it's like we're thinking like where are all these conventions? Like where are all these conventions?
Just transformed into
a. Hey, look, there goes a red Corvette right now.
Oh, it was a Lambo. Oh, that's Sideswipe. Never mind.
This is actually a red Corvette. So.
Oh, there's
I was trying to grab it.
Oh.
But like my point. Saying, hold on. The point that I was saying is that it's funny because it's like we're always thinking, where are all these conventions? Where do we find these conventions? And we couldn't find anything until we start talking about it, and then we start seeing it on the phone. It's incredible.
It's like your speech manifested the world. It's like you spoke. It's like you spoke the conventions into the cosmos.
Ooh.
That was well done.
Okay, so these guys right here.
What about those guys?
Guys, we gotta do the throat singing now that we have Orlati. Like all four of us can harmonize.
Sure.
Sure.
So this is.
I'll just have my coffee. And if Tim Hortons wants to sponsor us, no problem. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll take a steep tea.
You know, just a quick little plug there to our Tim Hortons.
The drug pushers.
Well,
yes, never I agree. Get a sponsorship.
No, hold on. Spin is correct. I agree.
Sold out, Tim Hortons. Sold out.
Well, they sold me a coffee that keeps me awake, so I have to give them a little bit of a credit there. It's been a long day today. Okay, let's talk about these guys. Let's geek out with Target with these Transformers in front of us.
So, because these are buzzworthy Bumblebee, they will be at toys.
Hold on. I have to channel Calvin, who we haven't heard from in a little while. Got to shout out Calvin. Hope he's doing good. But let me tell you about these Transformers you have on the screen that you guys want to talk about. I just want to knock them over. This is of no interest to me whatsoever. Just want to knock over yourself a little mainline children's toys.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it's a very weird choice because they literally just made black repaints of Ratchet and Bone Crusher that they're just selling. The Optimus, meanwhile, is just a straight. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the Optimus is just a straight re-release of the Dark of the Moon guy. So, like, if you missed your chance before, like they're putting them back out there again.
So, did they call this Optimus Prime? Hold on, did they call this one because it's Dark Side of the Moon? They call him Murder Prime?
No, but they should. Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there, Hasbro.
When you guys look at that Optimus, like, does that look like a toy that you want, or does that look like a piece of junk $5 toy?
Hold on. In Bill's case, yes, it is a $5 toy because got 5 there.
He's gonna. Yeah.
But yeah,
somehow he'll find a way.
You don't like it,
Rolati? Nope.
The especially the two gray ones, the matte finish ones, they look like you're buying them to paint in.
Yeah. That sucks.
Right.
Yeah, no,
exactly. And even with the Optimus, it looks like it needs a lot more detail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony. I know you want to say something.
Studio Series kind of has that problem because they're trying to do really complicated movie designs on like a mainline budget. So a lot of them wind up being fun figures that aren't colored very well. So like with the Bumblebee movie guys that I collect, like I wound up getting like the premium finish versions of them because they're like the Takara ones that wound up with a big pile of paint.
Okay, I'd rather buy that Optimus Prime versus this Optimus Prime.
Yeah, this guy, premium finish Bumblebee Optimus. He is. I did do a review of him a while back on childreofprimus.com. So this was a Studio Series guy, and then this is the Takara version that they put out later on, just with like way more paint on him compared to the premium paint, standard release. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even the figure itself looks much nicer than the figures that we're seeing on the screen right now.
Yeah. I'm also was surprised that you'd be so against the Dark of the Moon Optimus because I know Dark of the Moon is like your greatest.
Yeah, it is. I actually, you know what? I've actually like more the Age of Extinction Optimus Prime versus this one.
Studio Series hasn't done that one yet. I'm sure they will eventually because they're going to eventually cover everything, but that design hasn't yet gotten the Studio Series treatment.
Now, are they doing the Jetfire combination one?
Yeah, they already did that.
No,
back
but
in the day.
is it this? Hold on, is it the Voyager or is it like that mega huge one?
It's a Voyager sized Optimus and a liter sized Jetfire, and then they can both combine.
Okay.
Yeah, Studio Series Thundercracker and Galvatron found in stores. Yeah, I'm such a mark for this because I'm definitely going to get the Thundercracker because I have my Bumblebee movie shelf right over there that I'm filling in with all the Bumblebee guys. That's where I just pulled this Optimus from.
This Galvatron. So, oh my goodness. I like the truck mode.
Right.
But here. I just don't like the figure itself.
This is my Bumblebee shelf. Eventually, Thundercracker will go there too. As a bonus count, how many Bumblebees are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, look, it's Brown wearing a life jacket.
Yeah. That is, you know what? Subconsciously, I've always thought that, but you're the one who just put it in my subconscious to be like, oh yeah, that is what that looks like.
Yeah. It's like this in the 86 guys. These are the only Studio Series guys that I collect because they're just putting the full cast out here.
Why do you have multiple Bumblebees like in the same display?
Honestly, most of them are different versions. So that's.
But like, are you imagining it is like? Are you imagine? No, but like it was like. Go back to the display you were just showing us. Let's get a full screen. Let's analyze this display right here. Even though we're not doing critiques right now, we're gonna critique. But okay, give us the full shelf. So you got the Seekers over. You got the Seekers standing up over on one side.
Yeah.
And then you got an army of Bumblebees surrounding Prime.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, those are his stormtroopers, man. Come on.
That's my question. So, like, what are they in your imaginary display universe? Right. So imagine like that is a universe. It's a parallel Transformers universe. Are they Bumblebee clones? Are they sentient beings? Are they like Roller? The way Optimus Prime has Roller in the trailer. Are they avatars? Is it like Reflector? Where in this universe, Bumblebee is like 3 different characters, but he's really one guy. Anthony, make it plain. You can't just show us something like that without explaining where in the multiverse this fits in.
Well, two things.
My mom also wants to know, are they like a Borg or are they like the Hive?
If I had to come up with something on the spot, I would point out
you have to.
At the end
I only just got her joke, the Hive, because it's a beehive.
I think about the lovely moment at the end of Regeneration 1 when Hot Rod called other Hot Rods from the multiverse to help him out in battle. So, I like to imagine that's what happened here. Bumblebee sent out a signal, and into the Bumblebee verse happened.
Now that makes
because each one of them's slightly different, so
right.
They're not. I don't have any there that are identical, so they're all slightly different one way or another.
Yeah, so multiverse Bumblebees. That's a good answer.
And yet they're all Optimus Prime bitches.
And,
in every universe.
And I'm like, I mean, there's 2 shatters and 2 drop kicks, so I guess they got in on it too.
Right. I had to throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess some no names. When I say no names, I'm talking about like more like comic book characters that have like multiple. We lost Anthony.
I'm here. I'm just trying to get the camera back on my laptop. There we go.
Okay. So, like I was saying, like, let me guess some no name. When I mean, sorry, I shouldn't say no name, not household names. Transformers have like multiples.
That's always my preference.
Like Drift, for example, like Drift. Drift is not like a household name, right? But yet there's like multiple versions of Drift, right?
Yeah, probably a lot of them because remember Drift got to be in the movies, so
yeah.
that always gives a character a bump in numbers.
Okay, so that's for next week, right? So I won't give any.
Yeah.
I won't give anything away.
Well, also there's the other thing to consider is sometimes a character name gets thrown around the Transformers universe a lot until it settles on somebody we know, because when we think of Knockout, for example, we think of the red car from Transformers Prime, but there has been a lot of different Knockouts before that one. It's just that's the one that became popular.
This is correct.
Same with the name Bulkhead as well.
Yep.
But yeah.
So Thundercracker over here, you said you want to get. Now, do they have Skywarp as well too in the same figure?
Not yet.
Are they planning?
They could, because we have no hard confirmation of one, but it does seem like a thing they're going to do, because there were Skywarp colored Seekers in the moments of the movie that they're referencing here.
Because if you look at the original, no, I was going to say in the original toy line with the movie figures, there was a Thundercracker, Starscream, and a Skywarp. I have them. That's why I know. So I'm curious to know if they're going to do a Skywarp in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like as with all things with studio series, it seems like they'll get around to it eventually, because this line's been going since 2018, so it's like 4 years old now, and they're just slowly doing everybody from every movie. So it's like, is there going to be a Skywarp? I'm like, well, probably eventually. Maybe now, maybe 2-3 years from now.
You haven't done Skywarp yet? I'm surprised.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the live action movies has been their focus, and all these Seekers were just backgrounders for about 30 seconds in the Bumblebee movie. A lot of freeze framing to find them.
Yeah, but I mean, given that they love to do repaints, it's money. People will buy different color Seekers.
Yeah, it's probably because they did the green thrust first, which was an unusual choice. So
yeah,
that's weird. So what if they do black and purple? They're going to call them Cyclonus instead of Skywarp.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea, just for another more. Oh my God, what is that?
Potato Head Optimus Prime.
Oh, they made a bad choice giving that a mouth.
I was about to say, I can see somebody getting triggered right now.
He doesn't even have a mask. I mean, how is that not an option?
That's triggering my fight or flight response.
You know what? I'm sorry, but that doesn't. Okay, hold on. It does have the Transformer Optimus Prime colors and all that, but when I'm looking at it, like almost chest up, it looks like a Tron figure.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like the helmet,
They did an Optimus Prime Potato Head back for the 2007 movie. It had a mouth plate. It didn't look this weird because of it. Let me find that. I remember this
mouth looks like a hot dog.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a hot dog.
Hamburger.
Or a hamburger, but to me it looks like a hot dog. It looks like a bun with a hot dog in the middle there.
And some ketchup.
So instead of a potato head, it's a hot dog head.
It's making me hungry right now.
All right, here we go. Let's
trash it. Okay, trash it. Next, trash.
My mom says it looks somewhat phallic.
That's.
She's also not a fan.
Let me just.
It's disrespectful to Optimus Prime.
Yeah, there we go. Let me just show off. That's the previous time they did one back in 2007. They gave it a mouth plate. That version works.
That's appropriate. The other
one
even
gave him the truck chest, Yeah. He's even giving the thumbs up. Yeah.
Sometimes,
yeah.
So the second time is not always better.
And people buy this stuff?
That is the lesson there.
I don't know. I mean, that 2007 was...
as Sade
like
says,
15 years ago. So
Still,
Anthony,
regardless.
every single time that I try to say a funny joke. Just trying to sabotage my Sade. Do you have something against Sade? It's never as good as the first time. Will somebody serenade this gentleman?
I was just gonna say, I feel like some wine.
It's never as good as the first time. Is that what you're gonna say?
Okay, trash. Next.
Okay, he didn't think it was good the first time either.
No. Ooh, Armada.
Oh yeah, they're doing a new legacy version of this guy.
This was not too bad so far.
Yeah,
I don't like. See, I don't like.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Listen, these moms there, cover your ears for a second, please, because I don't want to be rude. But I really don't like this. How they put the pilot seat in the middle like that.
Yeah. Orlati, gentlemen, what Orlati's trying to say is that he finds this figure a little phallic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. There's a large contingent of people that grew up on Armada as their Transformers, so I know they're very eager for this guy to come out.
If you didn't mention it, it might have looked okay, but now it's terrible. Like, I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Why'd you put that in my head, Orlati?
You know what? It started off.
You know what I was going to say? I was
so
innocent. I was looking at it. I was like, this would be so much better if Fans Toys made it, and then it would have metallic red paint. If it had metallic red paint, even though I don't care about the figure, I would still buy it. And then Orlati says, yeah, it's basically a dick jet. Dick jet butt. I'm like, okay, I guess I wouldn't buy it even if Fans Toys made it. Never mind.
I'm sorry, but I'm looking at this and I'm like, the top part is like, it's a
flying dick. It's a flying dick.
Look at your mom. Well,
Starscream's kind of a jerk, so maybe a flying dick is appropriate.
Wait a minute.
That makes sense.
This is the first time I've ever seen a YouTube channel when somebody brought their mom. You know what I mean? Like,
she's an anthropologist, so she's just observing the monkeys.
She's Jane Goodall.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're Jane Goodall. Yeah.
You have to change. Oh my goodness! I'm going to apologize to her mom right now, Mrs. D. Mom. I am so sorry,
Mrs. D. Mom.
First thing,
because I don't want to see her
Mrs.
real name. I don't want her. I don't want to get her in trouble because of us, right? So
she's watched the show several times. She's familiar with
There's a difference between watching and being on it.
She's familiar with our highs and lows. And first thing she said when she came in today is she said, "Oh, Orlati has a very nice china cabinet."
Oh, thank you. It's from China.
I mean,
all right, okay.
Okay, so
I mean, go China, right?
Okay, so this right here, this is
all the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they're making this is a third party trying to legitimately do like the movie triple changer design. And if you scroll down just a tiny bit, just look at that car.
Let's get it on the screen.
That car's front bumper is just a maze of tiny panels. It's like you're gonna have like clay, and you're gonna have to sculpt the jet mode out of it.
Like a puzzle. Like a puzzle.
Yeah.
I think that sounds. See, you're saying it like it's a drawback. Like your intonation sounds like it's a drawback, but the words you're saying to me sound like really cool.
But you know the funny part is, how come they're doing? Why they're doing this triple changer? Why didn't they do this with again Drift? they made two different figures. They weren't able to make them as a triple changer as the movie series toy line.
Oh, there's a third party figure they're doing of Movie Drift, and it has the worst helicopter mode I've ever seen. And it is a triple changer. I'm gonna try and find a picture. But yeah,
you know what I like. So let me say what I like and dislike about this. So, I like that the bot mode looks like a car bot, right? It looks like he's gonna transform into a car, but he's got wings hanging off of him. So it's suggestive of like, okay, maybe he's got a flight mode or whatever, but it doesn't look like he's gonna turn into a jet. So that's pretty cool. Unlike let's say we're talking about Springer or any of the G1 triple changers, it's like it's really obvious from their bot mode what they're going to turn into, and also, or if it's not, that's because they're turning into something that's just like a random space vehicle. Like it's not something that looks like a real vehicle. But here the jet looks like a jet. The car really looks like a car. So that's pretty cool. That's really the opposite of Tracks, or right. Wheeljack just flipping out their wings and being a flying car. But that's what he looks like. You see in bot mode, it's like a lot of the G1 car bots, they have their doors as wings. So even more, it's like suggestive of the G1 car bot. So it's cool that it can do that. Sorry, Spin, what were you saying?
Yeah.
A majority of them. My question to Anthony is this: Are they like add-ons? Like you put the pieces on, or is it completely one figure that triple changes?
Oh, that would be trash.
I believe it's just one figure.
Yeah.
I believe it's just one figure. I mean, like, I may follow Bumblebee stuff, but I don't know the third-party things too well, but I think it's integrated.
Okay. No, because you know how sometimes you have add-ons, right? Yeah.
Like you get for reference, the reason this is a big deal is, they didn't make a proper Shatter triple changer, right? They did two figures. One just changed into a jet, and the other just changed into a car without attempting to do the triple changing.
Yeah,
that's trash.
This is the jet. Trash. Yeah, this is the jet one. This is the car one. I think this one had the nicer bot mode. That's why I keep it displayed that way. Yeah.
It was the just like
so this is what I wanted to show off here.
You did that initially.
So this is so this is I believe it's masterpiece scale. It says 20 centimeters. This is a movie drift, right? Now I'm gonna start by showing off the robot mode because it's really nice. Like good looking, but like I'm just trying to get through it. And then there's the car mode, also really nice. And then you have the helicopter mode, which is just a mess.
Oh, fail. What?
Yeah.
That's garbage. Okay. No, hold on a second. So what Spin just said, Spin commented and said, okay, the last triple changer we looked at is good because it doesn't suffer from the average thing. And, the average thing with triple changers that people say is that usually it's two good modes and one mode that's a clear compromise. But this is not a compromise. This is a helicopter that has already crashed. This is a helicopter from the junkyard of helicopters.
This looks like This looks like when you open up your sandwich and you fold it in like a tin foil.
Yeah.
And then you get that tinfoil out of that, like, you unwrap your sandwich and then you get your tinfoil, you crunch it up and you throw it. That's what it looks like.
No, it doesn't look, this does not look. No, Orlati's wrong. You go ahead and say what it
No,
is.
I'm not wrong. That looks trash.
No, I'm going to tell you exactly what it looks like. I'm telling you exactly what it looks like. Sorry, Spin, to steal what you're going to say, but it looks like if Skeletor had asked for a fish fillet, but the fillet that they had brought him was too rotten, revolting, and disgusting even for him. So he threw the fish to Panther, and Panther found it disgusting. So he threw it to some vermin who chewed on it in the corner of a dungeon. And 10 years later, when He-Man was locked in that dungeon, he decided to pick it up and eat it, and then he spit it out, and that's what it looks like.
Okay, I'll say this. It looks like, when your kid goes to preschool and they're doing like a little art project, and then they bring it home. Look, Daddy, look what I made for you. And you're like, wow. That's fantastic. You're great.
I can't believe you're outing your kid's lack of.
And then you're looking at your wife, and you're like, what the hell is this?
Damn. Oh, you made a nice fish fillet.
Thanks for the ashtray. No, it's a bug, Dad.
I don't know. You know what? The longer we've been trashing this thing, I've just been staring at it. I'm starting to grow an appreciation for it, like abstract art. It kind of looks to me. It kind of looks to me.
If you unfocus your eyes, it's shaped right.
You know what? You just took it. I was gonna say it looks like one of those 3D pictures, like that like from the 80s that you have to look really, really hard to figure it out. What's the picture in?
Oh, that's that. Yeah. But also with undertones of Star Wars. Notice how like the front of it looks like some kind of Star Wars thing. Like it could be like a multiverse mashup. Like you had a Star Trek materializer, energizer. What do you call it? Transporter. Okay, you had a transporter accident. And again, a multiverse problem. You had a Star Wars vehicle and a helicopter and a transformer who initially just had two modes, and then he ended up being in the same transporter, and they got all mangled together. There you go.
It looks. Yeah.
Okay.
This looks like
this is the prototype. It's the underbelly.
This looks like Jeff Glomber in The Fly.
Oh my God! Hold on. Look at the back of the helicopter. Let's look at the back of the helicopter. That's even worse. That is even worse. After I just made up all these excuses for the side of it, it's just the legs like sticking on the underside with his butt hanging out the back and a propeller stuck on his butt.
I bet that helicopter just makes a constant farting noise while it flies around.
Our podcast has definitely gone up in quality recently.
Yeah, this is trash. Next.
Nothing but top content.
No, this is trash.
Okay, trash. Here. On the pro, look, you always got to say the pros and cons of everything, right?
Yeah.
So the pro is, if you wanted to make, assuming you're a flexible enough person, if you want to do a Transformers costume, that's what you just put the costume on and then you fold yourself up into the pose with your butt hanging out the back and your hands tucked in here, and you are that helicopter. Stick the blades on your back, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, that's trash. Like the bot mode and the Bugatti mode, beautiful. I'm not even gonna call it helicopter. I'm just gonna call it a flying piece of trash. It's trash. So I give two thumbs up out of the 3 modes. So I'll give it 2 thumbs up.
That's the posability looks good.
Yeah.
Articulation looks
Yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was unique toys. You're talking about the third-party ones, right? The Masterpiece scale? Yeah, and this is also Masterpiece scale, right? This is a third-party Masterpiece scale. Yeah, so like that is weird that they would make an alt mode that bad because like usually you see that kind of compromises in the main line. But third-party to do a mode that looks that bad, that's I don't think that's going to work.
I mean, I think it's the same reason. I think it's the same. It really comes down to the same reason why, like, Shatter and Dropkick didn't get triple changing toys until now. It's when they designed them for the film, because these came first for the. Yeah, they didn't design them with an eye towards making figures eventually. So they just were like design a car, design a helicopter, just have one morph into the other. It doesn't matter if it's workable or not. That happened to the guys in Bumblebee. That happened to this thing too. So that kind of left the people making the merchandise kind of going, well, what the hell are we supposed to do? So the mainline guys didn't bother, and then you have these third-party guys trying to do the impossible here, basically.
Yeah. So
make a design that was never intended to function as a transforming figure.
So when I see things like this, man, it's like it just shows how much things are just a cash grab. No, think about it. Like if you got the people that are designing the robots in the movies, but they're not communicating with the engineer they're going to produce the toys, it's really a cash grab at the end of the day. Like who cares?
Look at this. Look. The fists are like literally the front of the helicopter. It's so bad.
Okay, can we trash this because it's like I'm getting nervous looking at this.
Yeah, let's move on. It really looks like you know what it looks like. It looks like they had the toy. They had the alt mode, and then it like somebody took a machete and just chopped off half of it, and you're just looking at a cross section.
Yeah, it's trash. What's this now? We're looking at an empty shelf, trying to look full.
I don't get it. Why do we want to see this?
I know, new Canadians. So I didn't add Toys R Us, I guess. 4 package.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about this, the Creatures Collide set. How I was like, it's there, it exists. I'm told that it's at shops really close to me, but I literally just want the gold bug out of it and not the other three creatures.
What is that?
Okay, so Creatures Collide it's a 4-pack, and
of what?
It's
of creatures.
Gold bug. Yeah, gold bug first of all, because bug creature, and they took Netflix. And people want it because they took its Netflix Bumblebee with the VW mode again, just with gold bug head and colors because he's gold bug now. And then the other 3 are Ransack, the Deluxe Insecticon, a toy colors version of Scorponok from Beast Wars to compare with the show colors, one that they did in Kingdom, and Sky Wasp, which is Kingdom Waspinair colored like Skywarp. So I'm like, everybody wants the gold bug. I want the gold bug. I don't really care much about the other 3. So it's like, it's out there, but I'm like, you got to get these other 3 that you might not really be interested in if you want that one.
Are we talking about the 4-pack, but the image is not on the screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for.
Yeah, well, they were just showing. Let me find. Yeah, let me rectify that. Let me pop this window open here.
What is the point of having this picture on the screen right now?
Yeah. Like I was looking at the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee like next to the Legacy Transformers. Like
is that Laser Optimus or
Laser? That's Laser, but I don't know, but anyway, whatever. But
Laser Optimus.
Whatever, but I'm looking for the figure.
Ultra Fortress Optimus.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good picture here of all 4 at once. That's just give me a moment. There's options, but like, okay, let's see what we got here.
Can you scroll down, spin, see if there's anything else?
Yeah, I'm offended by this Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Optimus Prime 2-pack in particular.
This was a clickbait.
Oh, he wants to show us the same picture again.
I know.
I mean, all right, or a lot of these Lottie, I think he's doing this to get under our skin.
I think, yeah.
Show us the most boring.
That's how the Walmart looks like. That's how the Walmart section looks like.
Right.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, if they're going to incorporate into the Barbie section, maybe they could stock that 12-inch Spike doll. It would fit in nicely.
Maybe it's on purpose.
Okay,
Could be.
I got an image. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. This is the Creatures Collide 4-pack. So you have Goldbug, who, like I said, is the Netflix guy again, but he's got a new head and new colors. And then you got Ransack with
Ransack looks good. That doesn't look like a.
He seems okay.
Character. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
Then you got Sky Wasp, which is just Waspinator in Skywarp colors. It's a BotCon reference. So I guess if you care about BotCon stuff. And then Scorponok is just a toy colors version of the Kingdom one, like I said. There's more pictures of these guys on the page I pulled up, so let me just get it up here.
You were saying that like the three of those figures are kind of throwaway figures, except for the Goldbug. But to me,
most people just want the Goldbug.
Like,
is
that a repaint? Is it a remold of Kickback?
Yeah, you can see him right here.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, okay. I guess in bot mode, that's not that interesting.
Hold on, question: how much?
I think it's about 130 Canadian.
What? I'm sorry, the Jada Fish came out of me. Like, what? $180 for that?
The 130. You heard it wrong there.
Whatever. 100. Like, there's 100 in that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one kind of interesting thing about this set is everybody except Goldbug comes with two heads that you can swap out, like Marvel Legends style. So that's like Ransack's other head, which is like a little better looking.
For $130,
but
that's all I'm gonna. I'll leave it at that. For $130, and what you just said about swapping.
How come it's are so I don't know these two Beast Wars characters, but they both look like Predacons, right?
Yeah,
they are.
So how come it's like two Predacons and a Decepticon and an Autobot, as opposed to two Autobots, two Decepticons?
I don't know. It's a pretty random box of stuff.
It's like it's got together and they're like, what can we sell?
Oh, I get it. They're all bugs.
Yeah, that is part of the joke.
Oh, I didn't get it. Okay, I just figured it out.
Well, it's kind of bugging me for the amount of
it's
charging.
A bug. And the scorpion is a bug
so,
too. Not an insect, but a bug.
Yeah. So like the problem is everybody wants the Goldbug. Nobody wants the other guy. So it's like you either
have
have to try and find a Goldbug. They don't get it
because it's for your bug collection. If you're gonna have a bug collection, you can't just have a Goldbug. You need all these other bugs to go with it. Now I want it. Now that I get the joke.
Cool. How about you keep the bugs and pass the Goldbug my way?
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. But what I don't understand is how come they never made, like, of all the different bugs that they made, like, look, you got a scorpion, right? You got various kinds of winged insects, but no butterflies.
They've never made a butterfly transformer ever. Maybe
that is so strange. I don't know why they haven't.
Plexus.
I think that should have been Alita 1's true alt mode. She transforms into a butterfly because she's so beautiful.
She gives you that butterfly.
Never made a beast version.
Butterflies. I mean, she gave Optimus Prime butterflies in his unmentionables, if you know what I mean. If you don't remember the episode?
Oh, when she screamed and everybody started taking some psychedelic drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was psychedelic drugs involved. She got a little messed up on the drugs. She was laid out. Alpha Trion said, "Listen, Prime, just go in the room alone with her and give it to her."
Right.
If you know what I mean.
She was all laid out.
Yeah, and he gave it to her. Butterflies.
You got the touch.
Yeah. So therefore, based on the very logical reason I just gave, her alt mode should have been a butterfly. Because she gave Prime butterflies in his tummy.
It's as good a reason as any, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, so 300,000 subscribers on Patreon. We will design a butterfly that looks like a butterfly, not looks like a butterfly with a cross section and a
stings like a bee.
Yeah, it transforms into a Alita one, and that'll be your third-party figure. Anthony will be in charge of the mainline version. I'll do the masterpiece.
And you can write an article about it too.
Yeah, straight up.
Oh,
what's next? Yeah. First look at Legacy Breakdown, because there was just a toy show in Japan where they showed off a fully completed Menasor for the first time. So that means we sort of get to see Breakdown, because there was a Breakdown stuck to his foot. So it hasn't had a proper reveal, but we got to see Menasor all put together. So people are looking at it like it's like the Kennedy assassination tapes, because they're trying to get like nice and close in.
Hold on, stop for a sec. Hold on, scroll right back up again.
Orlando, you're getting this set, right?
I'm thinking about it, but look at their feet here. So one foot, the front end of the vehicle, becomes the foot, and then the other vehicle is the back end.
Yeah, that's not even. Those are his heels. The cars go in the back of the feet.
Oh, those aren't the okay. Not the feet.
Yeah, before he was cut off from scrolling, we almost got to look at a picture there of the fully combined Menasor, because that was the next photo.
That would also.
I thought that was weird. I'm just looking at that. I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it's also weird that he. It would also be weird that he was posed pigeon-toed, but now we've answered both of those questions.
Yeah, so that's what the full combiner is going to look like, once completed. So he's got those guys in his arms, and the other guys just plugged into the back of his legs.
Why in the back?
Yeah, so that's what the animation model looked like, because they decided they have to follow that terrible-looking character model to the letter. Let me find it.
Well, there's some fiction where he's drawn differently. Like I think the IDW has him on the front.
Wow, I've always thought the cars were in the front, not on the back like that.
Well, with the G1 figure, you could do it either way.
You're right. Look at that.
Yeah.
And so
that's his cartoon design.
With some of the third-party versions, I think you can do it both ways, or there people have made 3D printed add-on kits so that you could put them on the front.
Interesting. You know what? Like I said, I've always thought they were in the front. What's that? What's it called? That's the Mandela effect there?
Yeah, Mandela effect, right.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so that means that because the cartoon design of him is really weird, you basically just have fully developed legs that the cars just kind of go on the back of.
Interesting. He's Mr. Fantastic with his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, there he is on the show having his cards on the backs of his legs.
Now, did all three of you, let's be honest, all three of you thought that the cards were in the back? Like you guys knew automatically, besides Anthony?
I remember this. So when I got into third-party collecting, then it became then it was brought to my knowledge that they were backwards. So no, I didn't remember that. Like, because when I played with the toy, I did put the cars on the front.
Okay. What about you, Spin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There they are, being in the back. But it's because it's like a game,
obviously, right? But I was like, I'm just again blown out of my mind.
It's kind of like a game of broken telephone, because like there's the original Menasor figure, and what happened was the backs of his legs. The cars form all of his lower legs, and then their robot mode chests are facing there. But because they simplified the design for the show, they took the fronts of their robot mode bodies there and painted them gray, so that got like abstracted into just full legs that they just go into the back of. Yeah.
Oh, so
Alright,
maybe
so I
I
didn't
was
know that.
completely misremembering, because I just said that I put it the other way around. So you're saying that if you have in this toy, in the G1 toy, if you have the cars facing the front, it doesn't work? It's not stable? All right.
Yeah. So you got like this looks like this, and the cartoon decides to draw it this way and make it look like those are not the fronts of the cars by adding that extra layer there, even though those are supposed to be the fronts of the robots. And then suddenly you have a legacy combiner that looks like that, you know. So it's kind of funky how like this goes through like a broken telephone game through each version.
It's almost like it's like he's like a half combiner then. Because it's only the two vehicles that form his arms, but the other ones just like latch on here. Like they're there for the ride, basically, right?
Well, arguably the arms are the same thing.
No, no, because his arms. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the legacy design, I mean, we did a whole episode on this, right?
Yeah.
Where this way of doing Menasor as the trailer basically is the skeleton of the entire combiner, was pioneered by third party in the Masterpiece scale, and then shrunk down to Legends, and then now Hasbro is doing it. But basically, like if you buy this Motormaster, this Legacy Motormaster, you have a fully functioning Menasor character. He just has skinny arms and skinny legs until you stick on some cars.
Yeah. So like some people like I've been paying attention to the discourse around this guy. Like some people aren't happy about the Legacy guy just because they're like, this was not a good design. They should make something that's like a more true combiner, even if it's not cartoon accurate. Whereas others are like, well, they're trying to go for maximum cartoon accuracy, so that's why we have this figure that's just like a skeleton that gets plugged in together.
All right, guys, I got to sign off early. I apologize. My dinner's ready and I'm falling asleep. So I'll continue to be with you in spirit and in the comments. But I'm signing off for the evening, so I will see you all next week.
You know why he's signing off, because Mom's there and she made a nice dinner for you.
She made a nice dinner. I'm going to eat it while it's hot because I appreciate it.
So you got to say thanks, Mom.
Hey, go get that homemade food while you can.
Exactly.
You all know what it's about. All right, guys. So I'll talk to you next week. It was fun as usual. Peace.
Out, buddy.
Good evening.
Just looking at pictures of Menasor. I will say this: I don't have any skin in this game because I've said Menasor is like my least favorite combiner, so I was like never gonna get this guy.
Blasphemy! I'm so offended by that comment. I'm leaving.
I thought he left already.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can talk
about
still
here.
We're just testing to see if he was still there. Okay, now let's talk about D. All right. You believe that guy? Yeah, I'm curious to know if they're gonna do like, let's just say Superion in this kind of fashion. How they did?
Yeah, I wonder because the other combiners aren't really designed this way. They were animated a bit more normally looking. Like, let me look up his character model. let's have a look actually. Superion character model. Yeah, okay, there. Well, I don't know, maybe. He does have the same thing going on with his legs, where like, and it's even more obvious on this guy. The front of his legs are supposed to be the aerial bots' chests, but like he's got like thick legs with the plane on the back. I don't know. I could. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you there for a second. Again, I always thought the airplanes were in the front for his feet. Like, this is blowing my mind again. Like,
they might be on the actual figure. Let me look that up real quick. I mean, okay, so like official images here do have them like laid out the way they are in the cartoon with the jets in the back, but there's it's the Combiner Wars one here that has them in the front, so that's like a modern version.
Oh my, that looks so hideous. Yeah, but that whole combiner looks weird itself. Look at that.
Yeah, but like the vintage one, it does have the jets in the back. Yeah. So I wonder if you can just take them off and put them the other way, because I know how those Scramble City tabs worked, and I don't think they were like unidirectional. Yeah, Bruticus here, he'd be the most challenging one to do. Because like because like Swindled is just a lump with a couple of wheels on it. Like I don't know how they would do a cartoon accurate version of that. I'm thinking about how like the Zeta Toys one basically just made cubes that you slotted them into. I'm like, just an attempted. Uh-huh. Yeah. Or is it here? Yeah, because I actually have experience with this here. Yeah, here it is with the legs laid out like that.
Yeah, look, they're backwards.
I'll go with the. Oh yeah, I think they are backwards.
Yeah, except for bronze, I think. Yeah, Swindle's backward, and except for bronze.
Well, hang on. Let me go to the wiki. They always have the correct photos. G1.
So if anybody is still watching, comment below and give us, your opinion in a sense. Did you believe that all combiner, like all the bots were all facing forward instead of having like backward, like the legs were facing backwards?
And this is how the wiki photo has it laid out. And I know the Transformers wiki, they're very like hard up about making sure the photos are like correct. So if they have it like this way, that's probably what it actually was. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to see how they abstract that into this. Because I'm telling you, if they want to keep doing combiners this way, they should. If they want, I'll get Bruticus if they do him next.
That's amazing.
I like that they have.
I was going to say I have to do a lot of soul searching now and realize like all these things that I thought were supposed to be this way, but they're not.
Everything I know is a lie.
I know, eh?
I was gonna check how the Generation 1-2 version did it, but I'm like, oh, for this photo they reversed the limbs. they put Brawl on top here, so I couldn't check.
You know what? That makes more sense. Because if you think about it, look at Brawl with his his cannon.
Yeah, it's like an extra weapon.
Yeah. And then you have what's called I keep on forgetting the name of the helicopter, and it's like another weapon or like a shield on the side there.
Mm-hmm.
Vortex, thank you.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, another version of this guy is what I really want, like the crazy G2 one. I missed this guy back in the day, but now I'm like, okay, so they need to do Bruticus as the next big combiner, and they need to do these colors because I absolutely adore this craziness.
I think I showed it in the other another show. I have
you got
the warforcybertron one.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, with his lovely packaging. See, this version puts Brawl up there too, and that's not even like the right combiner.
Interesting.
Yeah. Gosh, how did we get on this? I need to backtrack. Not to that.
Because of this guy, that's why. And the bugs. $130.
And the bugs. I feel like I need to look that up because I'm like I don't want to put that number out there without being.
No, hold on. Are these deluxe or are these legend size?
Yeah, these are 4 deluxe.
Okay. I thought they were legend size. That's why. So, what's the main topic again? Mm-hmm. On any character, or are we just talking about those ranks in itself? All right, let's do that now because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm also like D. I'm tired because no, you know what it is? The month of September for me.
Look, that's you right now. That's how you feel.
Yeah, exactly. Because the month of September here in Toronto, Ontario, if you want to put it that way, it's like tryout seasons for hockey, for minor hockey. So we've just been constantly at rinks, and I've been at a rink all day today. So this is actually my down. This is my down. Like just like Grimlock here, this is my downtime. So I'm glad I'm on here, but I'm also getting tired. Right, and I'm gonna do about a
You want an ending.
Plan. Yeah. So let's get on to our topic. Du jour. Okay.
Interesting.
So what are we considering low? Like 1? Okay. Right.
Here's that red Corvette, by the way.
See?
We've talked about it. Now it's going by.
We just lost Mike.
Yeah, it's just us now. There you go, red Corvette.
Little red Corvette. That's the Prince reference.
There you go. I don't know if. Oh, yeah. You ever? I've just been points where I've accidentally closed this tab here and been like, ah.
Excuse me.
okay, well, I would expect that.
If this guy didn't rank a 10, I would have just said, okay, guys, we're done. Because, and it's named itself Fortress Maximus. And I'll just leave it at that. Next. Because he's a Fortress Maximus. Maybe Omega Supreme, but all right, next. Yeah, next. Me, Grimlock.
He's ranked 9.
Now, is this before he had his brain, or after his, or during his brain? Okay.
Maybe it's.
Well, hold on. What's his intelligence then? It has to be like a 1 or 2. Like all the Dinobots should be at least a 2.
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel the need to note Marvel Comics Grimlock specifically was a person of standard intelligence who just had like a tick where he had the caveman speech, but he was still like, he wasn't like dumb. He was like normally intelligent. So maybe it informed his Marvel version more than his cartoon version.
That's weird. Sure.
Yeah.
He was like plotting to become like, the leader of the Autobots, right? So you got to have some brains for that. But in the cartoons,
yeah,
right. It's me, me strong, you weak. I should be leader. Rawr. I don't know this hand. Rawr, Whatever. Okay. So his intelligence is a 7, which it's above average. Okay. His speed, I would say his speed is a 6. Okay. 3. A T-Rex kind of moves fast. Did they not watch Jurassic Park? Well, I shouldn't say that.
Well, they're going by 80s logic, where these were slow lizards, even though they're neither of those things.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, because you can't compare like a flying. Okay, let's look at Beast War, right? So like an air razor, like she should be fast, but if you're gonna compare to a vehicle, how do you compare that? Because you got to remember, the higher you are, you cover more land versus when you're on the ground. But then you got like an engine, like a horsepower engine that was like 600 horsepower here, and they throw a nitro or something like that, right? So well, look at the Decepticons. Yeah, but look at the Decepticons in the sense of they can fly without being transformed, versus the Autobots that can't fly, apparently. Yeah, Anthony, I want you to write something about that. This is right now. This is like a great kind of topic. What we're just talking, like if we had a whole bunch of people that subscribed, and they're commenting on these topics, because then we can go back and look at all these comments, and then we can say, hey, look what this person said, look what this person said, what do you think, blah blah blah. So people, sign up, subscribe, hit the like button, do all that fancy stuff, so we have something to talk about too.
Not Rodimus Prime?
Yeah, I was about to ask, is it Hot Rod or is it Rodimus, or is it both?
Hey.
Oh, we talked about that.
Wow.
No, we talked about that last time. You forgot? And a headmaster too. So if you're like, Hot Rod, do you get rid of your target master guy? Buddy, you're dragging me down here. See ya.
Well, I'm thinking I'm thinking about the cartoon timeline for the character where they were Hot Rod, and then they were Rodimus Prime, and they hated being leader, and then they gave that mantle up when Optimus came back. So I'm like, did they go, just assign me to a low rank? I don't want to be the leader of anything anymore because I had such a terrible experience with it. So suddenly Target Master Hot Rod is ranked 5.
Well, you got to remember that in the Japanese version that continued that series that we didn't get afterwards, Hot Rod became Rodimus after again.
Yeah, true. But to be fair, there was no Target Master Hot Rod in Japan. It was only an American thing.
No, I agree. Well, okay. Well, all right. So it's either you keep it or you say, okay, buddy, you got to go. You got to take off. Go find somebody else.
There we go. Hot Rod with fire drive. This version is only a rank 5. Then you take this away, instantly gains 5 rank points.
Yeah. I love the logic behind that.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, rank's going lower, higher, lower, higher.
No! I don't have to think that as much anymore. Because you do all the shooting for me. I'll just stand here and look pretty.
Just like having a conversation while just like having a conversation over here while the gun's just like shooting. Just whatever. I'm not paying attention. Yeah.
So why sorry, you kind of stole my thunder because I was about to say something like that. I was saying, do you think why they're like shooting at Decepticons, like those two are like talking about I don't know the next. What are they gonna have for lunch?
Yeah.
And they're like,
it's just like clocking in a day at the office.
Yeah. I just read my own joke. Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
Listen, man. It's a long night for me. It's been a long month. Put it that way. All right, next. Next. I sure hope so. Because he is a tall guy.
What's yeah.
But isn't he a Supreme? You know what? If I was a wrestler, I think I'll probably want my name to be like Omega Supreme. Yeah. So Jetfire's a 10.
That's a weird choice, no matter what way you slice it, because Jetfire's never occupied that sort of position in any of the classic media.
No, well, hold on. He was a scientist. until he got trapped in Earth's snowstorm there, and then he fell into the Arctic, and he disappeared until they found him again.
He carries everybody around inside him, so maybe they gave him the 10 rank so that he'd feel better about his role in life.
Well, like, what the hell, man? He's carrying everybody. Exactly, he's carrying everybody around. You know.
Well, what's Omega Supreme ranked?
8. Let's guess. Hold on, stop. Anthony, what number you think? I said 8.
Yeah, 8 sounds about right to me too.
Okay. Let's see.
Poor guy.
Well, no I guess I'm not playing the Laterio. Wow. Okay. So far these ranking kind of suck, to be honest with you, because you're thinking to yourself, okay, he should be this, but he's not. Can we see the actual tech specs, or let's do that, because like at least we can see it, and then if we see something else there. But hold on, have we done these figures before? Okay. Well, he does have a big gun. I was about to say. Now, okay, question. When you guys talk about Jetfire or Skyfire, what's the go-to? Is it always Jetfire?
Yeah, I think so. Because like Skyfire is really just a cartoon thing, and everything else, including modern stuff, calls him Jetfire.
Same here.
Like it says something that. It says something like the big cartoon accurate one they made for Siege is still called Jetfire instead of Skyfire. So stuff like that makes me think of it that way.
I remember back in the days, I got into an argument with a kid. Well, obviously we're kids, right? And that's when I got Jetfire as a toy, and I was like, "Hey man, look, I finally got Jetfire, yay!" Right? And the kid's looking at me like all snobby. Excuse me, that's Skyfire. And then we get into a huge argument about that. And then I punch him in the face. We're kids, what do you want? All right, so ranking. But in the cartoon,
well, also there's the fact that we know that they only named him Skyfire on the show because they were trying to sort of avoid copyright problems with the Macross Valkyrie shaped toy they were selling. So not only did they have to make him look different, but they had to sort of change the name of it to get like plausible deniability about what they were promoting. So like sort of the out of universe knowledge what that means, we're like, yeah, they always meant for it to be called Skyfire.
Amazing.
I mean Jetfire. Fuck.
You see? Okay, so Optimus Prime obviously is going to be a 10. If he got less than a 10, I'd be like, I'll sign off right now.
He's been a 9 before. In Generation 2, he was a 9, strangely.
It's because of those colors.
I guess.
Okay, but we tell us the figure's name so we can guess, and then we'll take a look at it afterwards. Prowl. Okay. 9.
Yeah. Okay, so what's Jazz's rank? If it's also a 9, that would be the funniest.
8. 8.
Okay, so that's not too bad. So I guess Prowl is a higher rank. What about Ironhide? Because he's often depicted as like the go-to
7.
guy. You're right.
You know what? I'm playing Lotto Max this week then. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, so I guess, yeah. If you want to play a numbers game, Prowl is the legitimate second in command, and it literally goes Prowl, Jazz, Ironhide in terms of hierarchy. I mean, we all know the cartoon kind of does whatever it wants, but the cartoon was vague. So, in the absence of actual evidence, you got to go with these numbers.
Yeah, but how many times you've heard, Optimus Prime in the cartoon, Jazz, call roll call and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Well, third in command is still a high rank.
Yeah, but I never heard like anybody calling Prowl out to do anything major.
To be fair, he was a strategist, and the one time we really saw him doing stuff was like when he was like coming up with plans in Ultimate Doom. So maybe you could say his role was more of a desk job,
Hold on, you're right, but was that more Marvel or was that the cartoon?
Both. I mean, he did that in Marvel, but in the
No, okay. I was just gonna say, when did you see him do the cartoon?
In Ultimate Doom, I forget which part of it, but like he was there, like coordinating how they were going to deal with the planet and the sky and stuff.
Well, for 2 seconds, I remember him getting, killed.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where he didn't have a big role in the cartoon. He got taken over by Chip Chase remotely. He did that strategy thing.
Yeah.
He got shot in the movie, and all those three things are basically the only major things I think he did.
That's why I figure. I should say. You figure in a sense that Jazz should have a higher number than Prowl. Oh well, again, logic, man. When it makes 2 cents, it doesn't make sense. So, all right, next. Okay, hold on. Give the name before we check. Rodimus. Hold on. With the gun or without the gun? I don't know, man. I could be surprised. So I will have to say 10.
Yeah, I was going to say, why would it not be 10? Exactly. Literally Optimus's replacement.
Well, then, you know what? If you think about it, really, yeah, he is Optimus Prime's replacement, but he was a bit of a suck and always guessing himself. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he was like a 9, let's just say. Correct. All right, next. Hold on, name. Oh, he has to be a 10, but I guarantee he's like an 8.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say 9.
Ooh, there you go.
Again, like I guess if you're transporting people around, they want to make sure that their ride is happy.
But look, is intelligent. As intelligent as an 8. That's fuck. Oh, sorry. That's screwed up. Yeah. For a guy that always calls himself, a smart guy, and he has 2 heads. What about that old saying? 2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah, he actually each one only has 4 intelligence. They just added them together.
Wow. Well, sorry, Skylink, but you're a 9. Okay. Name first. Oh, he has to be a 10.
I'd say 9 because he was very, very clearly second in command. Where's my guy? Here he is. Huh? Yeah, always the. Oh, what's the target master then? Boy, and like his thing was his character is he's the loyalist. He's like the main guy. So what a blow for him.
Hold on, is this Skywarp or Bombshell Cyclonus?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I couldn't tell you right now, but people have done like breakdowns of the storyboards and the scripting and everything to try and figure it out. But I don't remember what it is though. I'd need to relearn it all.
They were saying, if I remember correctly, but vaguely, Bombshell was really Cyclonus, and Skywarp was like his Armada. But then they got rid of the Armada and gave that to what's called Scourge, right? And then I think in one episode, Frenzy. No. Hold on, which one's the blue and purple one in the cartoon? Is it Rumble?
In the cartoon, it's Rumble, yeah.
Okay, so the Rumble, I think at one point, I can't remember who he was talking to, and he said, I liked him better when he was a bug. If I remember correctly. So, anybody makes comments below? Yeah. Make some comments below. Provide your theories. So there you go. All right.
I always
go ahead, Anthony.
I was like, I know it has no basis in canon, but I always like to imagine that he was Skywarp and he was Thundercracker, just because I was like, purple guy becomes purple guy, blue guy becomes blue guy. That's definitely not what happened, but I'm always like, it's symmetry.
No, you're right.
Oh, true.
But remember,
that's a good way
in the cartoon, remember in the comic book, Thundercracker becomes what? I thought Anthony will get this, an Autobot. And he likes classical.
Oh yeah, in the IDW comics, yeah.
Correct.
Even then, it's a slow process. He just gets left behind on Earth and is like, because everything gets to be a mess eventually in IDW. Yep. And he's like, I'm stuck here. I don't care anymore. I like Earth. I'm going to be here on Earth and eventually help protect it,
And make movies and
yeah.
Yeah.
And become a writer filmmaker because, yeah. It happens literally because while he's recovering on Earth after getting left behind, he just starts consuming tons of movies and TV like the Junkions. And so he decides, I'm going to be a writer filmmaker now that I've been watching and reading all this stuff while I've been, recovering from my injuries.
So was this guy the first one that coined Netflix and chill? Or chill and Netflix?
That's literally what he was doing.
So there you go. All right, Mikey. Next. Okay. 5.
Maybe 9 because I'm going to say 9 because there was that period where they tried to sort of pretend that he was a city commander like Ultra Magnus instead of Megatron Reborn.
I'm saying 5 because it was a little bit, cuckoo.
I was right. 9. Yeah. Because there was this little tiny period where they were like, he's a city commander. He doesn't have anything to do with Megatron, because they wanted it to be a twist when Megatron got turned into him. So that extends the tech specs, right? It just says determined to lead the Decepticons. Oh, hey, you know what? If he's determined to lead the Decepticons, then Maybe this is Galvatron from like the 15 minutes after he was created, before he killed Starscream, who was the leader. You know what I mean?
Well, think about it. Like, look what it says: function, city commander.
Yeah.
Interesting. Or maybe he could have been the Galvatron from the future that came back in time. It was in the Marvel comic.
Yeah, that happened way later.
Yeah, even though it happened way later, it still came back in time.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a Back to the Future kind of moment.
Well, yeah.
Comment your theories below, people.
That's actually a thing. Let me. They retcon this later, because in Japan they do all kinds of like story pages and comics and stuff. So there were early story materials where Galvatron was around while Megatron was being a city commander. Like, it was just like, illustrations and a little bit of marketing. And so way later, like in the 21st century, they retconned it and were like, that's a Marvel Galvatron 2, and he hopped dimensions to a period from before Galvatron existed to just be there for a little bit. And that's why there's some marketing stuff with Galvatron and Megatron around at the same time. It's that guy.
See, there you go. See?
Yeah.
I'm not just a pretty face.
It's a lovely illustration that I just want to try and find for a second, but keep going.
All right. Next. Who?
Gnaw. Why would he be... I'm going to call him a 1.
You know what? If what's his face there, Grimlock can get a 9, I give him a 7. Survey says.
Yeah, I'm giving him a
2.
1. 2. Yeah. Really? That's as low as it goes? Yeah. Mindless things.
Well, hold on. Not in Robot in Disguise cartoon for kids, or with a cyberverse. They were like a gang.
Yeah, they were like tribes.
Yeah, that's it. But which one was it? Was it Cyberverse?
Yeah, it was Cyberverse.
Oh, okay. I get confused between Robot in Disguise and Cyberverse because the animation is very similar. All right, let's move on from him because there's really nothing much to talk about. He's a shark. Like, on next.
Wow, would he be high or low? Because it could go either way. He's a combiner leader, so I'm gonna say high. I'm gonna call him like an 8.
I'm gonna go with 7 again. Oh wow.
Oh, that's higher than I was expecting. Especially for like that character who was just kind of 8 intelligence. That's not bad. I always seem to remember him being played as a dumb brute on the cartoon.
So never judge a book by its cover. Can you scroll? Okay, never mind. All right, next. 1. Because if you have Starscream as your second in command, like, come on, you should have known better. Well, okay, obviously the 10 people.
Yeah. Like, it's the most obvious choice.
They should have really thought about the animation on Megatron. And I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it. Just say, a little trigger happy. That's all. Anyways, next. Okay, he's a 10.
Oh, I'm gonna call him 10. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, here's the problem because we're basing it on the cartoon. It should be a 10.
Well,
now,
he was the leader. He was the leader in Marvel for a while too.
Right.
10. There we go. Yeah.
Headmaster Commander. Okay.
Yeah. It was a case of there being like, well, the Decepticons were really fragmented eventually in Marvel, and so he was just the leader of a particular group of them. And when they got to Earth, nobody else was really around, so they were like, I guess we're the ones in charge now.
Scorponok, such a great character, but the way they used him in Marvel and any other cartoons was unfortunate the way they used him in a sense. Like, it was such a great character that they could have made him into, like, especially like even in the cartoon. I know I something scrambled here what I'm trying to say. Let me refresh here.
Yeah.
Scorponok could have been a really good character, and they used him wrong, I think, in my opinion, and especially in other story, like in another canon, let's just say, okay. And the funny thing is, even in the cartoon, they had him, going against Fortress Maximus, right? But if you look at the toy scale, it's like a massive difference in sizes. So it's like
the Titans Return and Earthrise guys fixed that by making them the same scale. So the modern ones are the right size.
Yeah. But I think this guy could have been a really good character. Like, do you like him as a city transformer or a Titan transformer, or would you want to see him more like a Voyager size kind of transformer? Like, let's just say the same height as Jetfire or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's a version I'd actually be able to own, so I'd prefer that. Like, I never got the Titan because I don't get Titans because they're too big.
I'm not talking about
if they made a Voyager one, I'd be like, yeah.
No, I'm not talking about like the toy for version of it. I'm talking about like the character itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want, there's been more stories where he's been a little guy than a city guy, so I'd say a city guy just for the novelty.
See, I would have liked him more as a smaller guy and competing for the leadership for the Decepticon at that size level, like a Jetfire size level, let's just say, right? I don't know if it makes sense what I just said, but comment below, make fun of me. Next. It's late, people. I'm trying. I was trying to come up with something, whatever, but it just didn't want to come out tomorrow when I have another Tim Horton coffee. All right.
Eight. I'm gonna say an 8.
So I'm going back to 7 again.
8, and his Target Master one is like a 4. Oh, I was right about
9.
Oh, he's a 9, eh? So him and Cyclonus are tied for their rank.
Really?
That's not a bad demotion then.
Wow.
So his Target Master one outranks Cyclonus then.
Not just only that, also Hot Rod.
That's interesting.
I'm looking at this drawing here. That's horrible.
With his old man mustache.
Yeah.
With his Santa Claus looking face.
So imagine you were able to go back in time and show your younger self these are the Transformers that are going to come in the future. Would you still collect your G1 figures?
So collect them and then sell them. Those are good. Scourge face. The Studio Series figures a nice looking one.
If you went back in time and showed your younger self that particular Scourge versus the one that, the G1 figure, I'd be pissed.
All
right, next. Oh, come on.
9.
2. No, he's 10.
Nine.
What?
Yeah.
You know what? That's BS, man. We're gonna have to go to the judges here because this is wrong. Absolutely wrong. What's 7 here? Speed. Okay, fine. And endurance 7. The guy's smart. He doesn't need to run around. He gets other people to run around for him. I don't know. I think he should be.
I'm glad his intelligence is maximum at least.
Because look at his courage. Yeah, it should be a 9. It should be a 10. The guy wiped out half of the Decepticon in one comic book series. What's it called? They're all dead? Anyways, next. I'm upset about this one. Okay, Skywarp. I'm gonna go 8. Wow. Oh, hold on. Is this the one when they think he's Starscream?
Yeah, they think that's Starscream's stats.
Yeah, okay. Really? Wow. As we're all quiet, it's because we're in shock.
Yes, I'm shocked that the that the teleporting dull prankster has a rank of 9.
Yeah, but he went to a 5 afterwards. That's
yeah. He pushed the wrong guy down the stairs.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, man. If I saw those two little dudes coming at me, I'd be running. As a figure, if I was a transformer figure. Okay. And who's that?
Ooh,
oh my goodness!
I'm gonna say 9.
6.
I've not known him to.
I'm going with a 6. Screw you. Not you, Spin.
I mean, that makes sense.
How does it make sense? How is he 9? Because he's a big dude and he walks around?
Yeah, because he's a big dude, and if you buy that he's a city, people live inside him.
I don't know. He's just all brute force. Now look at his intelligence. It's above average there. He's 7. Thank you.
That's why his intelligence is 7. Never mind.
Hello. I don't know, guys. These were boring. Yeah, I said it because there was nothing there really surprising except for Skywarp and Shockwave. Yeah. I think we're gonna have a lot of arguments in that one. Because what is speed in a sense of flying, driving, running? Yeah. Because if you look at Blur, the guy's ultra fast when he's moving around. He's almost like the Flash,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like he's always like when he's talking, whatever, right? And he's moving. So I don't know. That should be a good one. Are you guys like playing with your Transformers, or like what's going on here?
I'm just fading fast. Ooh, nice. It's a dead end.
Okay,
I mean, I've been changing these guys back and forth. I got Tarantulas here now. He's a spider.
Any interesting news about the movies coming out? I shouldn't say coming out, but like any updates or movies, like movie updates.
We'll know when we know.
Hold on, I think Shit, now I forgot. There was some updates. Now I totally forgot. You see, this is the problem, man. Like I had everything in my head that I wanted to talk to about the movie because I heard some updates, and now I totally forgot it. Shame on me. Well, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to this movie. What about you guys?
Me too. Like immensely. I would like to know more.
I am. I like. You see, okay. Don't get me wrong. I like cartoons. Okay, but this is where I will side with D in a sense of if you can see these things in real life and how a transformer should look in real life, then I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So since we were just talking
I
about,
just want to see it.
No, I was about to say this, Anthony.
It's
Okay,
gonna.
since we were talking about, I know Anthony's on the ball today. What's it called? Since we were just talking about rankings, right? What is your hope or expectation in this particular movie, like rank wise? Are you ranking this to be like a high, like a higher than Bumblebee, like a good follow up, a good sequel?
I would like that. Yeah, like that. That's my hope for it. My hope is that it picks up the tone and level of the Bumblebee movie and follows up on that specifically in terms of its like style and writing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've basically seen that they're reusing this Optimus design just slightly modified, and so we know that like visually it's going to follow up. We also got to look at the Bumblebee design at one point too. So
I'm hoping the same thing as well. But every time when there's a sequel to a movie, it's always been like, right? So if I'm going to rank this or pre-rank this, in my opinion, or I hope at least it's an 8.
mm.
So I can walk out of that movie theater and say, you know what? It wasn't a bad movie. Versus watching the other movie from the Bayverse, I was like, what the hell did I just watch?
Does and yet sense? You said you liked Dark of the Moon. Yeah, it makes sense though.
No, of all of them, between all the Bayverse, Dark Side of the Moon was the best one, right? Well, I like that one the most because it was the most action. a cop out.
Mm-hmm.
For the Fight Club? No, I agree with what you're saying in that part, right? But it's like, I don't know. You know what? I think Transformer in in the whole grand scheme, you know, they deserve at least one really good movie, and then you can come out of there saying, "Man, that's the movies that I was waiting for to watch," and I'm hoping this is it. And I say that for you too, Anthony, because it has a little bit of the Beast Wars elements in it, right? So
that's the big. Remember, that's why I'm to it for that too.
Right.
Like,
so
show me those guys.
Exactly. So you have a little bit of the G1, you have a little bit of the Beast Wars, right? And I'm curious. I'm more curious to see how the Beast War, like the Beast, I guess you could say, like, you know, how the animals are going to look. Are they going to look realistic, or are they going to look robotic?
There we go. See, this is the team up I'm looking forward to.
No, I get that, but you see, here's the thing. In the cartoons, right? All the Beast Wars figures, they all look realistic animals, right? And so it just goes back to what I just said, you know, a few seconds ago. I'm really curious how the Beast War figures or Transformers are going to look in the movies. Are they going to take real forms, or are they going to take robotic forms of a gorilla, or as a, you know, whatever, or a cheetor or something like that, right? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's something I'm interested in seeing. Yeah.
Like, imagine you're going to the zoo and you're walking by a gorilla and it's Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
And we lost spin. So that's what I'm curious about. And if they do it that way, I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, these Kingdom guys are sculpted to have realistic beast modes, so maybe that's a sign of things to come.
I'm hoping too. That's what I'm hoping for. I would like to see that. I don't. The only thing I'm afraid of, they're gonna fuck it up, right? So I don't know.
Every film is that way.
Let's see. No, we listen. When's the movie supposed to be coming out? In 23, right?
Yeah, 23. Which means we'll probably see some marketing soon.
Hold on, was it May or June?
I don't remember the exact date.
Yeah, no, because we were looking at, what was it again? I know, something got pushed back. I can't even remember, man. Fuck. Anyways, comment below. Let us know so we can talk about it, right?
Yeah, so I know about the rest. I'm about ready to. Yeah, I'm about ready to head off of here.
No, so am I. That's you know what, guys. Sorry to our viewers because, you know, we're struggling here, but we're doing it for you, and we wanted to touch upon everything as possible so we can make it entertaining. And then again, subscribe, like, notification, and comment. And so when we watch back this video, or sorry, this show, we could look at all the comments and we could say, you know, okay, so and so said this, so and so this said this, and comment about this. And so when we go to our next show, we can bring those up and do a bit of a recap, right? So please help us out to do that. Anthony, you got anything coming up?
Okay, so this week, where is the man? The next Beast Wars figure. I see Tarantulas. I got his write-up done. I got his photos done. So I'm going to have a look at him. We're almost done the season 1 cast. It's him and Inferno. So let's have a look at how this, creepy crawly actually is in person. Sorry to the arachnophobes in the audience. I'm one of them. This guy, yeah, but he doesn't really ping my arachnophobia though, which is good because he's kind of a goofy looking spider. It's not like let me get Black Arachnia right here. This is some terrifying shit. Like it's the difference. This pings the arachnophobia. This doesn't. But this doesn't mean he's a bad figure because he's not.
No, they're actually really nice sculptors. I like them. I like the moles. I should say they're really nice.
So get a look at this guy tomorrow. Next week, if nothing new appears, I'll go through my backlog and finally give Scourge a write-up. I never actually gave him a proper review, just so many other things took my attention. I guess it's probably about time I gave him his write-up.
Shame on you.
Well, you can still find the sweeps on store shelves, so there's still relevance. Yeah. And you can view this at childreofprimus.com/news and reviews. And if you cut the news and reviews out of that URL, you can go to our wonderful classifieds website, which is free to use.
Anthony is just taking my lines. And I appreciate that. Spin, anything to say before we head out? All right. Okay, so that's your homework, everybody. We want to know. We've done some of our homework, but if we miss anybody, let us know, and then we can do a proper count, or we can take a look at all the different figures of that particular one figure.
Yeah.
And we can go.
Yeah. Now we need to specify this. Are you talking about how many figures does somebody have, or how many versions of that character exist across the multiverse? Because those are two different things.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is much easier to track.
Yeah, people. So remember, like I said, leave some comments, help us out. That's your homework. Start counting. All right, boys. It's time to go to bed. It's 11 o'clock. Well, it's 10:58, but I'm gonna say it's 11 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah. One was just on my shoulder a second ago.
Well, mine, I had to scream at to go to bed. So there you go. All right. I guess it's our famous tagline. Peace out.
Till all are one.